Hello, I'm Isaac Keith Martinez, and welcome to Isaac's Haunted Bed. Today we're going to talk about which movies I watched between Saturday, June 8th, and Friday, June 14th, in the year 2019. Last week I said 2017. I don't know why I said that. I guess I lost my mind for a second. It's a good thing I got it right this time. Thank you for those of you who gave me some encouraging words about this new project that I'm trying. Try it again. Let's see how it goes. For the record, I don't really got much to say this week. I'll tell you what movies I saw. As far as all the double features and stuff I did, I only feel like I only did one home run double feature, and that's the first one. On Saturday, June 8th, I watched Fire and Ice and The Secret of Nimh. Fire and Ice is a PG-rated fantasy animated film by Ralph Bakshi. This movie has a cult following. I feel like it should be a bigger cult following because it was really terrific. Last week I made a big deal about rarely seeing Susan Tyrrell in movies, and I coincidentally saw her in two. And I remember thinking, well, when am I going to see her again in a movie? Probably I don't know, 1 year from now. And the movie gods are like, try a week, because Susan Tyrrell does a voice in Fire and Ice. And then the second film was The Secret of Nimh, which I think a lot of you know all about. Pretty famous movie from the early 80s by Don Bluth. What can I say about Secret of Nimh? Dom DeLuise is the voice of a bird, and he's terrific. Sunday, June 9th, I watched The African Queen with Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn. This is a classic film, and you are not allowed, supposedly, to say bad things about classic films, because if you do, you might be considered cinematically naive. What can I say? I mean, I liked parts of it. I didn't really like it that much. I thought it was kind of boring. I didn't know going into this movie that, not that it would have mattered, I would have watched it anyway, I'm happy that I saw it, but most of this movie is just two people on a boat. And if you're going to spend an entire movie with just two characters, best case scenario, those two characters are interesting, charismatic, likable. These two characters are none of those things. They develop a relationship over the course of the movie, like a love relation, like a romance, and I didn't see the chemistry. It wasn't there for me. I felt like when Humphrey Bogart was kissing Katharine Hepburn, it was like kissing a mannequin. Monday, June 10th, I watched Gimme an F and Stewardess School. These are both lowbrow comedies from the 80s. Gimme an F I've never seen before. It's a cheerleader movie. Not that good. Stewardess School is like Female Police Academy, in that there's a school that's going to train people for a vocation, in this case, flight attendants, and it's just a group of misfits. There is a scene in the beginning of the movie where they show a wrestling match, a female wrestling match, and the referee is telling the bad guy wrestler, don't do this or you'll get disqualified, don't do this, don't do that, no hair pulling, no this or that, and she turns to him and she says, how would you like me to rip your little wee-wee off? It's the best line in the movie. Tuesday, June 11th, I watched Baffled and This House Possessed. These are both made-for-TV movies. Baffled is a British made-for-TV movie starring Leonard Nimoy as a psychic race car driver that solves crimes. And it's actually intended to be a pilot for a TV show, but it never got picked up. The second film was called This House Possessed. It's a haunted house movie, and it's from the early 80s. And cool spin on this is that you can see from the house's point of view what's happening through television cameras, because the house has security systems. So whenever they wanted to convey that the house was like spying on people, the red light would go on and the cameras would move, and then you'd see it through the house's eyes is the cameras. Anyway, that's alright. Wednesday, June 12th, I watched Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween and Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation. So, kids movie night with monsters. I never read any of the Goosebumps books, so I'm not precious about that franchise. I thought Goosebumps 2 was good. I remember reading a lot of negative comments about it on Twitter, especially, but you know, what can I say? Like when you have a franchise that's really popular, and then they wait that long before they make movies of it, the people that loved it the first time are not the same age anymore. So it's a kids movie, but the kids are now adults, and then the kids who are kids now like have no relationship with the books, but it shouldn't matter because they should be good still. I don't know. I liked it. Jack Black is in this movie. He's in the first one also. He plays R.L. Stein, the writer of the Goosebumps series, and he also does the voice in the first film of Slappy. And in the second movie, even though Jack Black's in it, kind of, a little bit, towards the end, Slappy's in the whole film. And for some reason, Jack Black doesn't do the voice of Slappy in this one. But the guy who does a terrific Jack Black impression, is the same guy who did the voice of Poe in the TV version of Kung Fu Panda. So he's making a living doing Jack Black impressions. He does it very well. And then what can I say about Hotel Transylvania 3 Summer Vacation? It's a bunch of monsters. They go on vacation. If that sounds like it's appealing, then it's about as good as you think it is. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny. It's good. Thursday, June 13th, I watched 2 made-for-Netflix movies, The Dirt and Wine Country. The Dirt is about Motley Crue. And about 20 years ago, I remember turning to a friend and saying, mark my words, one of these days, they're going to make a movie about Motley Crue. And the only reason why I thought that was because, like, I kind of lived through Motley Crue. I just remember constantly seeing them in the news, and just like, there's always these new Motley Crue stories surfacing, and over the course of many years, you're like, wow, there's a movie's worth of stories here. And then that book came out, which I actually didn't read, but it happened. I liked it. I like Motley Crue. I also feel like you can like a movie about Motley Crue without making no one should make you feel as though like you shouldn't like it because you're endorsing their behavior. I think that you can still be fascinated that human beings act that way and not be accused of being like them. The second film is Wine Country, which is ensemble cast comedy. I think written and directed by Tina Fey, and she's in it a little bit. And then the other 2 famous faces in the movie are Maya Rudolph and Amy Poehler, and then there's a collection of other women who make up a group of friends who get together in Napa to celebrate Rachel Dratch. That's the other famous actress in the movie from SNL. Her 50th birthday. And I really wanted to like it. And I didn't dislike it, but I just expected more from these comics. Like, I know they're funny, and I've seen them be funnier, so I guess I had a benchmark in my mind of how funny they're capable of being, and the movie was just, it was alright. And then, we're wrapping this up on Friday, June 14th, I watched Murder Mystery and Hollywood Shuffle. Murder Mystery is another made-for-Netflix movie starring Adam Sandler. It's a crime mystery film about a police officer and his wife vacationing in Europe, and then they get entangled in a murder mystery. And I love Adam Sandler, and I love seeing him in any movie, but I have to admit that this movie didn't really feel specifically like an Adam Sandler movie. Like, I felt like it could have been anybody in that role. Don't get me wrong, I was happy it was The Sandman, but it was the least Sandler-ish movie I've seen in a while. So like, it was good-ish, but hopefully the next one's more. I regard his movies as like a combination like zany and surreal and absurd and just really weird and wacky, and I like that about his brand, and I hope the next one's more like that. And then finally I watched Hollywood Shuffle, which is an 80s movie starring and also directed by Robert Townsend, about a black actor who feels a lot of guilt taking a role in a movie where he plays a character that he feels might be demeaning to black people, and he doesn't want to sell out. And throughout the film he has these little like fantasies of movies, but he reimagines them with black actors playing the roles. There's a scene where he pictures Siskel and Ebert if it was a black Siskel and Ebert, and instead of giving a movie thumbs down, they gave that movie the finger. And I remember years ago hanging out with a friend, he showed me some movie that I didn't like, and when it was done, I was like, I give that movie the finger. And it made him laugh a lot. And I remember him bringing it up to me, like years later. He's like, remember that time I showed you that movie? And you don't like it, and you're like, I give that movie the finger. Like, I think about that sometimes. Like, that was a really funny joke. It's like, I didn't make that up. I stole it from Hollywood Shuffle. So there you have it, folks. Those are the movies that I watched in the last 7 days. I'll at least see this project through until the end of June. Let's face it, I'll probably continue to do it for a little while after that. But the only guarantee I can give you is June. So the next episode I'll give you will be eight days from now, and then the last episode of June will be 8 days from then. So there you have it. Thanks for spending time with me. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. And you can follow me on Twitter if you aren't already at IsaacSonToBe. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.